All right, so today I have Expedition and Jeep comparison. We're going to take these on a trail ride. The Expedition, as you guys know, is a 64, 65-inch machine. As far as length, we'll see how these two are comparable in lengthwise. We're almost lined up tire to tire. Of course, his bumper is going to stick out way farther than mine because of how big it is. And then when we go to the rear, he's probably 2.5 to 2 3/4 feet longer, especially with that rear tire. And what size tires are you running?
I think those are 37.
37s. Okay. You can see how much bigger they are than what this is. And this is a decently modified Jeep. So what has been done to this Jeep?
So we put a 6-inch Falcon and rock crawler lift on it. Falcon shocks with rock crawler springs. We put a Super Dana 44 axles under it. They all Falcon shocks all the way around. Falcon steering stabilizer.
None piggyback, but they're just no reservoir or no way to change the dampening or anything.
The only thing it has an adjustment on is the steering stabilizer.
Okay.
And we will be doing that in a minute. It's got the soft, medium, and hard switch on it.
Okay.
A lot easier to go off-road with it on soft. There's not so much tension on it.
And you've been off-roading before.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see here, he's got several badges over here, especially this badge. This is a golden badge right here.
It needs to say 24. Right?
Yeah, it is.
That one's in the back.
Oh, is it? and what motor is in this?
The 3.6.
Okay, 3.6. All right, so we'll see on the trail how this performs in a comparison to something like this. And I know a lot of people, the whole reason I want to do this is because there's so many people online that they're like, if you're spending $44,000, just go buy a Jeep. What I want to see is, can you just go buy a Jeep, which this is a modified Jeep. So you would have to buy, would you say that in form like this, that this is close or even close to a Rubicon?
This is a Rubicon.
Okay, well, how is it? So you've modified a Rubicon,
right,
to the extent that you've put bigger shocks,
right,
44 axles, right, and these are true locking.
Yes.
Okay.
It's got the electronic sway bar release and the electronic lockers. So
cool. Let's get this down the trail and see how it does. That's the most exciting. And we're off. Yeah. It's a beautiful day. Running about 7 miles an hour. You can see all the stats there. Over here's the hillside I was talking about. Did you feel that? Mm-hmm. What do you think? So here's the first hill. Let's see what they think about it. I'll be right back. So we're gonna see what his thoughts are on the Jeep going up this. I'm curious. Usually what we do is we back up to like the bottom of here or right here and then go up it. But I didn't know, like I said, I've not drove a Jeep. I didn't know if you could actually get enough momentum to.
Not from here.
I didn't figure it would. I didn't figure it would. And that's what I wanted to see.
That's one of the places where that makes a big difference.
Correct. And that's kind of what I wanted people to see, because I didn't figure it would. Now, if you had, you know, like a drag car, you know, like what I'm talking about, sand rail.
With, you know,
right. And this is a momentum hill. And that's the thing, you know, this Jeep, what do you think that weighs? Okay. This weighs about 2,600 to 2,700 pounds. Whereas I'm going to guess this is probably what, 5,000 or maybe even more?
It says 5,700.
5,700. So almost 6,000 pounds. Yeah, because you've added. Right. And like I said, a lot of people online are you know, they think, you know, hey, why would you spend, you know, that money on something like this compared to a Jeep? And another thing is like the agility. So, you know, you can zip through these woods and through other things extremely fast. But we're going to do some crawling up here. We'll go up here and see how they do in comparison, see how it flexes and stuff like that. If you want to go up that on the way back, we'll go up it. You just let me know. Go back here and video him and see if he can get through that. So this is on 37s, which should just go up that like nothing. Your front left isn't hooking. Gotta get her locked in. And you could always go around stuff like this. We just want to show you when, you know, the differences in machines like this. You know, and you know, he's not trying to momentum run this. He's trying to really show you, you know, getting up this. Oh yeah, locked in wasn't nothing. It just takes it a minute to lock, don't it? Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Wow. And I could go through this trail extremely fast in comparison. Let's see if he gets any wheels off. What was that? My garage door opening? Come out there. Hold on. It's gonna feel like we're gonna flip for a minute, but we're not.
Whoa.
We're fine. We're fine. Just hold on. What do you think? When you go down, just stay as far this way until you come straight, and you'll have to run your tire up on this. I feel like that went over smoother than we did. Oh, I think he's loving it. He seems like he is. He's been, he said, whoa, 2 or 3 times, and I was telling him, like, you're fine, just hold on. And he's like, okay. Oh, did you? A little belly? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we've been through a million times, but like I said, even people with highly modified Jeeps and stuff, a lot of times when you look at this on video, it looks like flat ground. Big old stick under there, did you hear it? I've ran this trail twice today now. Let's see. I'm gonna go talk to him. Now, I know that you can do this spot up here, but once we go up probably another football field is where we turn around and come back. But it's kind of narrow through here, so if at any point, like you get up to this spot or we go through this little nook, if you feel like maybe you're too long, we can always back right up here and then turn around right here. So I just wanted to, just blow I don't have a horn, so just blow the horn. Wondering if that'll be too narrow for him to go up or through. Let's see if I think that I'll have to there you go. Now come. There you go. It got a little tipsy, didn't it? I didn't know if it would get. I was going to actually push that other tree over. I didn't know if you could get around through there without your back end like sucking off in that. Yeah, well. I'm gonna let him look at this and see what he thinks. Come up here and look at this and see what you think. I don't think as far as you going off it'll be any issue at all, because it's not even as hard here to go off as it was over there. But as far as you making that turn, once you get down in there to go out.
So where are you going to go out at?
Well, basically you can go anywhere in there and go out and over the tree and across.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't know if you was too long. You can see where our tire.
I'll have to do 2 or 3 backups so I get through.
But you're okay with that? Yeah. Okay. Because this one, like I said, when we go through it, it gets you pretty cattywampus, right. Even with that. And you're
one advantage I have is articulation.
No, I know. You've got way more articulation. Yeah. And if I took my front sway bar off, it would help a lot. We just brought a General through here with the sway bar off.
Have electronic release on those?
No. See, I wish it did. Yours is electronic?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
All the rubicons are on the dash.
That'd be the way to go. And the thing that I've been impressed with pretty far is like your tires are not like super. I mean, you've wore them down a lot from road riding.
Yeah, they need
right. Right, it would help a ton with your hookup if you had new tires.
And if I let the air out, you know, I've got it. I don't have it with me. I've got to cut the air down.
Yeah.
I usually run, if I had the beads on, I usually run 5 pounds of air.
That's what I figured, yeah.
But I mean, it's got 30 pounds of air in it.
Right.
So.
Well, what I'll do is I'll go through it, and then I will. Actually, you want to stand up and video me going through it, and then I'll let you go through it, and I'll video you, huh?
This side or that?
This side right here is fine. Okay. I've got video footage earlier of me going through it, but still, yeah, that way. See, I'm dragging, ain't I?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
Frames on the ground.
Yeah, the sway bar and stuff on those, it's pretty restricting from the factory. But I like I said, we ran it general through here, and it had the sway bar off, and you could tell that it would let it articulate so much smoother than it would if you had it on.
You walking through there kind of gives it a better idea how rough that is.
I know, and how tall it is. That's right. Keep going straight, Chris. So he's a lot wider, so he has to be a lot more cautious. You're touching, hold on a second. Whoop. How jammed that tire is in there, though. I mean, he's having to really make that thing work. But that's impressive to see it do that, and it be 2.5 to 3 foot longer. I would love to see a stock Jeep come down here. wonder if he was far enough over to the left. That tree's close. So, you know, the main thing with these are, and a lot of people, you know, were saying I would just go buy a Jeep at that, you know, price range. You can see how much easier and nimbler these are in the woods. And unless you're doing crazy rock climbing, a side-by-side is just going to go in the woods 100 times easier than a Jeep. But a Jeep you can take on the highway at any point, so it's really a nice deal to have because you can drive it across the country, whereas side-by-side you have to haul it. He went over the log. Hold on.
Yeah. Nope.
You alright?
Yeah.
We went over the log too. Now this Rubicon, it has the automatic where you can disconnect the sway bar and lock the front and rear in it. So that's excellent. You can go up to the left of these two trees. If you're too wide to go between that point here, you can go right up to the left and swoop in between those other two. I'll show you what you should do. Oh, all right, cool. You want to stop and shut it off for a minute? Their fans are maybe not belt driven. They're or electronic. They're drove off the alternator and stuff. So if you're going slow, you're gonna not have the fan speed you need to remove the heat from the motor. And like I said, we're gonna talk about that when we get up here and kind of see what he thought about it. Yeah. So as you seen on the trail, and we didn't talk about it a whole lot before we left. Something like this, you can see the length and everything is shorter. Your wheelbase is narrower. This does not have the best articulation as something like a Pro R or a Maverick X3, but this is a very capable side by side. And like he was saying, he's modified this pretty decently. And as you could see on the trail, this is a lot harder to get through narrow, normal trails, and it's going to leave a footprint that's going to be a lot, bigger than what something like this is. And so when you're looking at a Jeep or a side-by-side, you have to really understand what you're trying to buy these for. And, the whole reason this video is because so many people are like, at $44,000, I would just buy a Jeep. The Jeep is going to be to where you can just get in it and go wherever you're going. But when you're on a trail, a Jeep isn't something you're going to buy to run over 15 or 20 mile per hour on something like that is down there. And I could go a whole lot faster on it than he could. But at the same time, he went through the whole trail, and I was really impressed with how he went through it. And what's your thoughts as you went through it?
I mean, obviously it'd be a lot easier in something narrower,
right,
side by side, and the flatter trails and stuff you can bounce through a whole lot quicker. And I think what people need to understand, Ben, is that's got 1 ton steering components. It's got almost equal to 1 ton axles. It's not Dana 60s. It's Super Dana 44s.
right.
$44,000 is going to buy you a new Sport Wrangler,
right?
Not a Rubicon that's got
lockers
$20,000 worth of mods on it.
Right.
I mean, each axle is almost $5,000. Then you got your steering components. It's not a hop in and go situation in a Jeep.
Right. For $44,000, where do you think you're at? Where do you think price wise you're at? Could someone buy like
if you bought
an
a
older
Rubicon right now and did what I did to it, you'd be in at least $75,000 or $80,000.
So if you did what you did to a new Rubicon, you'd be $75,000 to $80,000. So you're almost double by the time you do this. Yeah. But let's say someone bought a 20. Do you think someone could buy a $20,000 to $25,000 Jeep and get it to where you're at, or even better? It would depend on how much they want to modify it, right?
I mean, you could buy a rough country lift. You can do some cheaper things and get it to look like this one does. But as far as off-road performance,
right,
that's still going to be in $60,000.
Right. And you was saying that this, and that's what I was telling people coming up the hill, that you were getting hot going through the trail.
Right.
And that's because your fan is run off your alternator belt and everything else.
No, it's got electronic fans.
It does have electronic fans.
The fans are so small and the thermostats are set so high on the 3.6s that it's set at 203 degrees. So, the fans don't kick on to 203.
Okay.
After the thermostat opens up, and it takes forever for it to cool down. So out on the trails, Jeeps are known to run hot.
Okay.
I mean, when I used to trail all the time, every weekend we'd go trail riding. I had an accessory fan to keep it cool.
Okay.
And I had a smaller winch. That winch is blocking half my airflow. So
okay.
You got to be careful what you do. Everything you do has a pro and a con.
Yeah. And what we're trying to get you to understand here is you can just go and buy one of these side-by-sides and you're done. Like, I've not done anything to this. This is just factory. Like, I just bought this and I'm driving it on the trails. Whereas something like this, if you go and you get it from the showroom floor, for one, it's not going to have that big and, a knobby a tire in comparison to something that, you get from the factory, which I'm sure on the Rubicons you do, but a Rubicon is way more expensive if you go buy a brand new unit. Right. And like I said, this is modified even with the Rubicon package. So you're going to have to really justify, do you want something that you can buy and be done? And, like I said, you're not going to rock crawl to the extent that this will. I truly think if you took this and you was trying to do some crazy rock crawling where it was like one after another, this would bottom out way before this would. And I bottomed out 2 or 3 times in comparison to this.
There's a foot height difference.
Right.
In the clearance. I mean, it's just, but, I've been a Jeeper off and on for 30 years. I've had Jeeps most of my life. And like I told you a while ago, if I had to buy one or the other to go off-road, I'd definitely go for a side-by-side.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Not a lot of people are idiots like me going to take a Jeep.
Right. Kudos to you, man. I was proud of you. A lot of people, and like I said, people that are driving these on the highway, a lot of them are not using them for the way you're using it. I mean, you're daily driving this, and he daily drives this, and he can off-road with it. So like I said, if you're wanting to off-road, you've got to be understanding to what the limitations are, and also what you may have to do or add to one of these Jeeps in comparison to something like this. And, you know, you could take these out on the trail and run that thing all day long, and it's not going to get hot. Or at least I've never had one get hot. Whereas this, you know, we're driving for an hour span, and, you know, it's going to have heat dissipation way less than this is, because this is specifically designed to stay off-road.
And if you notice, that Jeep's even got the grill that everybody hates. It's got the Angry Bird
I do see that.
grill, but it has more vents in it, so it breathes better.
Right.
But it still gets hot. So
you'd think that there would be some kind of, which manufacturers, you know, they know.
Oh, they know it's a problem.
Right.
Mopar knows it's a problem.
But they just don't change it.
They won't do nothing about it. No.
Because if you drive on highway, you never have that issue.
Exactly.
And they don't really.
You're not supposed to do what they say.
Right. They might use part of yours for a commercial. But anyway, you know, if you guys got other thoughts, like I said, I made this video because I wanted people to see that the difference is in, you know, a side-by-side and a Jeep. And if you guys want to see an even more modified Jeep against this in a lot trickier situations, let me know. Also, this Jeep is for sale. It's 2015, right. And I will link Chris's profile in the bio. So if you're looking for a Jeep like this, you can private message him, and he'll give you the info on it and go from there.